following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy. Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy. It's patriotic. It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world. I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and germs and bald-headed worms? Welcome in to another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I am your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give my video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to dig it, give it a share. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and you're following me on all of my social media platforms. That way, if there's a song, band, video, something you want me to check out, you can hit me up with a DM or leave it in the comments section below. But if you are going to leave it in the comments below, just do me a favor, give it a cursory read through. If you see that your comment or your suggestion's already been made, just do me a favor and leave a like and an I concur. That helps my DJ brain put everything into a nice little organized list, and I can get it into my handy-dandy notebook. I did go out and pick up a couple of fresh handy-dandy notebooks. They're all empty, so do me a favor. Leave your suggestions below or hit me up with a DM. Help me fill out these handy-dandy notebooks. I have been a little busy at my day job the past couple of weeks. We got sports seasons changing, so voice guys are needed, so I've been a little busy with that, but we are back into it. I do want to thank Aspen Dental, Connect 200, Music 2C, and Gothic Jewelry. Click the link below. Enter the code. Get your discount. And thank you to everybody for all of your suggestions, your help, your pronunciation understandings, all of that. So I appreciate your patience. Today's video is coming via suggestion from a previous video I had done for Bandmade. And they said, oh, if you like that, you got to check out Nemophila. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a flower. They're named after a flower, a beautiful Japanese flower, a 5 Japanese female metal band. And today, it's very serendipitous because I had it written down in my notebook and I was going over some things, just watching videos on YouTube. And I watched some live Iron Maiden and some other metal bands from back in the day. I was thinking a show from like 84 or 85. And I think Peace of Mind may be in my top, in my first 20 albums that I bought with my own money. Not gifts or anything, but albums I actually went to the record store and purchased. I think Peace of Mind may be in the first 20. I think it might be an OG album of mine because it had Flight of Icarus, which was one of my favorite songs. And it was Eddie without hair. He had his lobotomy. It was all, the story of Eddie was starting to grow. So for me, it was a very big record. So I was watching some live Iron Maiden and I noticed that Nemophila, have done a cover of The Trooper. So I'm going to try to pronounce everybody's names and I hope I get them right. It's Meiyu, Saki, Hazuki, Haraguchi-san, and Tamu. These are the 5 members of Nemophila. Today we're going to check out The Trooper. Here we go. I'm shocked they're nailing the tempo. It's very hard. Not a lot of people can nail Maiden's tempo with this track, and they're really doing a good job of that. And this guitar player looks exactly like an ex-girlfriend. Wow.
You take my life, but I take yours too.
Wow, good vocals. Good vocals. Oh, I can't get over that. Little things. Well done. Still freaking me out, though. Yeah, that was very well done. The Trooper by Nemophila. And I don't know if I said this before. If your fans aren't calling themselves Nemophiliacs, you're really missing out on an opportunity there for really good merchandising, really good branding, if you will. That was a very good cover. I said at the beginning, good tempo or good, matching speed, matching tempo. Excuse me, especially a song like this, a lot of times when people do a cover of The Trooper, I've heard a lot of them, they tend to go a little bit faster to where it becomes almost frenetic. And it is kind of a frenetic song to begin with, but people tend to take it to a different place. Even Iron Maiden will do it when you see them live. Sometimes they'll be in such a groove that you can't help but to accelerate. They did a really good job of being clinical without being typical. That was very, very well done. The foundation of the song is really the bass and the drum. That is really what's driving this song forward throughout the entirety of it. So they did a really good job of capturing that tone of the original song. So again, covers are very tricky. They can go one of very few ways, but only one way is good. The other ways can get really, really strange or really, really off, if you will. There's something off there. There was nothing off in that song for me. Nothing seemed out of place. Nothing seemed forced. And what really I've noticed about bands like Band Maid, Nemophila, even like Wagaki Band and Love Bites and the others, is the joy that they have that really comes through. It's an added instrument. When you watch and you see that they're having such a great time performing their music that it does come through in their sound. But the guitar players really captured Steve's tone. It's very unique and very distinct because a lot of the established legendary metal and guitar gods or whatever, however you want, whatever Rolling Stone is going to put on their article headline, they all have a tone. You hear a song and you say, okay, that's Angus Young. You hear a song and you say, okay, that's Eddie Van Halen. Same thing with Steve. And you hear that and you're like, okay, that's Iron Maiden. They did a great job of capturing that tone to drive this song forward, creating such a fantastic color spectrum on the palette to go through and create that bright picture overall. But really what's surprising about that track, honestly, is the vocals. That would be Mayu. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Her vocals are surprisingly fitting. So it really did surprise me. She has really good metal vocals. She's really good. And she's not screechy. And I'm not saying I expected that, but when you're covering Iron Maiden, you have a very narrow window for vocals. You have a very narrow window when you're covering an Iron Maiden track. It's one of the reasons I wanted to see this. She did a great job of fitting in to that tone. So it really was surprising. She's got a really good metal voice. And I think what I don't know if she has lived abroad or studied abroad or anything like that, but she's really good. And the band was like this too. Again, very surprising. Even the guitar players were really good about nailing the subtleties. You know, the guitar players were nailing the subtleties with the string bends and the whammy bars right at the right time. The little things that to an average listener wouldn't stand out, but to someone who knows the song and who has air guitared with the song enough, you're expecting those little drops, little trills, little rolls. Sometimes they're not done because they just don't think about it because it wasn't written down as a note or whatever. It wasn't written on the sheet music. So it was the little things that they were getting, but her vocals were also getting the subtleties. Sometimes when foreign singers sing English lyrics, you can hear where it's not natural for them to say certain words. Klaus Meine of Scorpions, early in his career, you could hear that. You could listen to early Scorpions, like a song like The Zoo. When you hear that, you can hear, you know, his German voice singing English. Really, she was really smooth at that transition. So again, mad respect for her vocals. She's really well done, fit very well into that track. And that was the reason I wanted to see that, because again, when you're covering Iron Maiden, you have a very, very narrow window. So that was a very well done track, created the right color spectrum, had the right subtleties involved, caught the little things in there as well. The one guitar player is, I actually may have to reach out to her and be like, you need to look at this picture and see, because she looked exactly like a young lady with whom I had a relationship many years ago. So that kind of threw me off. And she wasn't Japanese, so that was kind of weird that they look so similar. So that was weird. So they were really good about capturing the tone and the attitude and the overall sentiment of an Iron Maiden track. So that was very well done. Nemophila with The Trooper. Again, I hope I got everything correct. If I got anything wrong or mispronounced anything, help me out down below. And if you could, do it phonetically. Like if you know, like if you can just kind of sound it out for me, because that's how my brain works because of scripts that I've been reading basically my whole life. So if you could just spell it out phonetically, that would be cool. I hope I got everybody's names correct. I hope I got all the pronunciations correct. So thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate it greatly. Nemophila with The Trooper. Again, if you have a suggestion, hit me up with a DM. Leave it in the comments below. Make sure you're following me on all the social media platforms. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you to Aspen Dental, Connect 200, Music 2C, and Gothic Jewelry. And thank all of you for taking time out of your day to watch my video. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark, and this has been The Wild Side.